Hello everyone, and welcome to the workshop agenda meeting. Today is Tuesday, October 15th. Roll call.
Dr. Lopez?
Here.
15, sorry.
Mr. Andrews?
Here.
Mr. Corbin?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Socia? Ms. Guadagnino?
Here.
Mayor Womack?
Sunshine Room?
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publication in the Home News and Tribune on January 2nd, 2019, indicating that the North Windsor Township Council have regular meetings on the first and third Monday of each month at 7 p.m. at 710 Highland Road, North Brunswick, and agenda meetings on the second and fourth Monday of the month at the same place at 7 p.m. In the event a regular meeting falls on a legal holiday, the meeting shall be held on Tuesday night after said holiday at the same place and hour.
If everyone could please silence their cell phones. First on our list is Ms. Galva.
Good evening, Council President. Good evening, everyone. Just want to say thanks to Kathy for filling in for me for the last couple of weeks. I'm glad you're here. So tonight I only have 3 items. Number 1 is the bill list. Any questions on the bill list? Number 2 is an authorization for redemption of the township lien. And number 3 is a Chapter 159 for Middlesex County DWI checkpoint grant for $2,406.
Thank you. Ms. Benson?
Good evening, Council President, Council members, and residents joining us. I have 2 items for your consideration this evening. My first item is the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse Physical Grant Cycle July 2020 to June 2025, and we are applying for approximately $44,000, and that will be used for educational programming throughout the township. And I want to thank Council President for all your help with that application. Item number 2 is authorizing a contract with Briar Ford for the purchase of 1 replacement vehicle for senior transportation. Are there any questions this evening?
While she's up, if I could just
Yep, go
announce
ahead.
what she asked me to announce this Saturday, the 19th at Veterans Park from 4 to 8 is our annual truck or treat. There's costume contest, hayride, haunted house, trunk or treating, then there's food trucks and more. Entry fee is $5 or free with a donation to the food bank. No expired food, obviously, please. And a portion of the proceeds will also go to the food bank. So again, this Saturday night, the 19th at that park from 4 to 8.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful evening. Hope to see everyone.
Good evening. I just have 2 items. The first one is actually reimbursement for a DWI checkpoint for $2,460. We had to apply for and receive from the county. Questions? And second is for replacement Detective Bureau vehicle. It's a Ford Escape 2020 that will be using it, as I said, in a detective capacity.
And this is replacing that, okay?
Yes. So,
Are these hybrids?
no. I don't think so.
Just an area hybrid?
No.
Thank you
So I
very much.
have.
Mr. Chazak?
Good evening, Madam President. Good evening, Council. 1 item for consideration. That's authorizing change in scope to the 2019 TSA with T&M Associates appointed to provide wastewater consulting services to include an assessment of sewer lines on Livingston Avenue between Howell Lane and Jerome Place. The state's been talking about redoing Livingston Avenue, and we figured while they're redoing that, we should look into our sewer lines and see if they, water and sewer lines actually, see if they should be replaced while the road's being dug up.
When are they looking to repave or reconstruct Livingston Avenue?
2021, I believe it is.
Is there enough time to do everything we need to do?
Portions of it have been done already with the I&I study, that inflow and infiltration study that's been going on the lower portion of Livingston Avenue. Actually, it's from Jerome down to Nassau Street.
The TVing.
Right, the TVing has been all done with that. We just want to get rest of the line's done, and if they need replacement, to schedule that work to be done before the road's repaid.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Mr. Ed?
Sit down.
Good evening. Two vehicles this evening as part of this capital plan. Fire vehicle actually being purchased entirely out of fine accounting. So that's being wholly funded, and the construction vehicle partially filled from the construction revenue. I should just point out there's a master plan here as well. Not all the vehicles are going away. Some of the vehicles are transferring from department to department. So we have a fire vehicle, for example, that is going over to public safety. So we are auctioning, I think, 2, but other vehicles are being transferred and handed me down. So, okay.
But the Explorer is gonna be red like that?
No.
No, okay, good. No, there's a picture.
Oh,
Back up.
Marshall vehicles aren't Explorers, though.
No, but this one is gonna be, but again, my concern was, for our purposes, we're always white.
Yeah, no,
All
that's
right.
just a dealer provided.
Okay. Just, yeah. No, this is.
I know we talked about this with Tom, about getting together with the guy about the charging stations and stuff, but,
Yeah, actually just talked to him about it like an hour ago.
okay. But at some point, these vehicles, the ones that really don't require SUVs, because if you're going out on an inspection and stuff, you don't need an SUV,
Right.
and they do make small SUVs now that are electric.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know whether it's an administration decision or whatever, but we need to start looking at some of these vehicles being replaced with electric vehicles.
I think we agree, and it relates to state contract, but I think we agree.
Well, I mean, if
Yeah.
we need to do a resolution like towns do to send, because I know the state is super interested in this because in their master planning, they're starting to come out with projections. Michael can tell you what they sent us, and that's what we put it in the master plan.
Right.
They're coming out with projections of how many electric vehicles they're anticipating to be in the state. So we're gonna need more charging stations
Yeah.
now, but towns, if they're gonna ask towns to do this, or people to do it, they should have contracts
Yeah.
set up such that these vehicles are available.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't say we go out and buy Tesla S's or anything
Right.
like that, but,
I'd love it. I'll show you later also. I happen to have been in my old township in Hopewell over the weekend, and I just showed Tom. They weren't there when I was there a few weeks ago. They have 4 new charging stations, but they were put in through PSE&G. They actually have the PSE&G logo. They weren't done through a third party. So I have some photos I'll show you. So I just gave it to Tom an hour ago, and I said, call them and find out how they did this and I wasn't aware that PSE&G was actually offering or sponsoring their own station. So that might end up being the simplest way to go.
yeah, because in the decks in Brunswick, when you go there, there's always cars.
Right. Well, we know they exist with other third-party vendors, but this was the first time I actually saw them, that they actually say PSE&G charging stations with the PSE&G logo, and I had never seen that before.
So where would we have these?
Well, we plan to have them here, 2 on this side, and at least 2 over on the police side, and then 2 at the library. We have an initial plan, but we missed a grant round, and we were now remobilizing, trying to get in on this next round from the state, because the state was offering financial support to put these stations in.
As I was saying, if not, I'm sure, better than not, we could have it in an area where, whether it be police using it or.
We've done
using it or
we've done
whatever.
some preliminary work. We've spoken with Director Cesaro. We brought in a consultant to actually look at our power supply at this building and how we would physically do the electric connection and all of that. So we're comfortable. We have some protocol issues going forward. When you get into it, it's the idea that, what about employees versus the public? What about people who are coming here at night and using our station? Do you charge or make it free? If you make it free, you could have people from the neighborhood that are coming over here and parking their cars to get a free charge. So there's some protocol things that we're working out with Councilman
In other words,
Andrews.
Tom is also overthinking it as usual. Get them focused. And we have a consulting guy who's super experienced on this, which that's the
Yeah.
meeting we've been trying to get set up.
Yes.
Do you want to mention that, Gary?
But they could use, they can drive over and use the one, train station.
Well, yeah, those at Panera are Tesla. Now, if you have a certain, yeah, those are actually Tesla
Oh,
superchargers.
so get that.
But, no, you can use them, but you gotta pay, if you have a program with Tesla when you bought the car, some of them you get free supercharging.
Can we lock, I don't know what the costs are, can we lock off ours?
Yeah, you could put, so you swipe a credit card and you pay so much for however long you're gonna be there.
No, I meant keep it just for the township's vehicles.
Yeah, I'm sure there's abilities for codes in and all kinds of other.
Yeah, that's what Tesla does, for example. You can get a charge, but after if you leave the car for too long a period, then it begins to assess you a fee. So I think it's more than 2 hours or something, and then it starts charging
Then
you.
you gotta get the guy.
No pun intended.
Depends what it-
I have 5 items. First item is a resolution authorizing an amendment to the agreement that we have with Hoagland Longo to provide legal services for our environmental litigation. This is an additional $20,000 to that not to exceed as the work is ongoing, and we slowly make some progress, but it's still going. This is the correct. Any questions on that? The second item is a resolution authorizing a contract with Fire Ford for the purchase of a vehicle for our water utility department. So, and again, this is a Ford Escape, and it's to swap with another vehicle that we're removing from the fire marshal's office, as Mike pointed out. The third item is a resolution awarding a contract to Software House International for cable studio upgrades. This are much-needed upgrades for our cable studio. We've had IT looking at exploring all the options to upgrade everything in the station there, including new servers, the replacement of cable and video player, and it's also to add live stream capability to the website. And then replacing a lot of the cameras and others in the council chambers, in the courtroom, and a lot of other equipment. It's for a total of $82,662.51. We have approximately $50,000 of that in the cable grant account that we've accumulated over the years, and the rest of it is coming from either our IT equipment account or our cable studio and capital account.
Would that be microphones also?
I believe so.
To make sure Bob's doesn't work sometimes.
Or sometimes you know.
When you see him get fired up, it just cuts out.
So we've never been able to stream live?
Oh.
So now every event will be live?
This, at least the meetings will end up streaming live, so that's what the plan is.
No, but I mean like anything,
Other
like the
programs?
9/11 ceremonies.
Oh, sure.
Or the
Sure.
the street naming ceremonies,
Yep.
they can all be live, so people can.
Sure. The fourth item is a resolution for a shared service agreement with East Brunswick. This is a reciprocal agreement that we can use each other for equipment or even skilled staffing if needed. This is a perfect example is when, our street sweeper goes down. They have one. We can very often utilize theirs through scheduling and be able to continue our program. But it really goes for everything, and it's reciprocal. If they need anything from us, it's the same thing, and we have a set fee schedule that we would use for that. And then the last item is a resolution authorizing a change in scope for the professional service agreement that we have with T&M Associates for water and wastewater consulting services. This is to add a not to exceed of about $10,000 for T&M to continue to help us negotiate now with New Brunswick. We have a very old agreement. The first one was in 1958, and then there was a subsequent update to that in 1983. 84. And it's for the connection at the Mile Run Interceptor. And there's been so many changes to our system since then that we really should have renegotiated this maybe a while ago. But right now, we're just starting to look at it. We're pretty much going to have to scrap the old agreement completely and come up with a new one as to what the agreement might be of usage. But in the meantime, for all these years, we've been paying them a pretty decent sum every quarter for our use of our own system, but it deposits into New Brunswick. So T&M has been really good in our negotiations with South Brunswick Township on a similar agreement for services, and they would like to help us on the agreement with New Brunswick as well. Questions on that? That's all I have.
Okay, I have one item tonight. It's the minutes from our council meeting of October 7th. And that's all I have this evening.
Is there anyone who would like to be heard in public portions of the meeting?
No, Councilman, nobody's signed up, but can I make a suggestion or a comment? Saturday morning, a former speaker for the Assembly and Senator, William Hannon, passed away. He was 86. He was a city attorney, senior merchant for Highland Park, a place I never heard of Winifred and Carteret. He was, if you look at the obituary, what he had done, and he was a pilot, World War II, off of aircraft carriers before they had jets, all the other stuff. Quite a remarkable man. He was a friend of mine. I knew him
Bill
from the
Hamilton?
profession. Bill Hamilton.
His son is one of my best friends.
I would ask if we could possibly consider putting our flags here at half-staff. His services will be Saturday and Sunday. Ask the mayor if we can possibly do it. I don't know if other towns have done it or consider it, but he was always a friend to us here in North Brunswick. So,
And a good guy.
yeah, extremely good guy.
He was a great guy.
To put up with his son, he had to be a great.
I'll check with the mayor and
If you could,
and discuss
if
with
it's
him.
possible. I don't know if, I saw the mayor today north in New Brunswick. I didn't mention anything to him, but I don't know if they were doing it. But I think it would be a nice gesture.
We'll check. I'll let you all know.
All right, thank you.
May I have a motion to close the meeting? Second. All in favor? We are going right into a regular agenda meeting to just approve the bill list. So, welcome to the regular agenda meeting on Tuesday, October 15th. Call to order.
Dr. Lopez?
Yes.
Mr. Andrews?
Here.
Mr. Corbin?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Sosia?
Here.
Ms. Guadagnino?
Here.
Mayor Womack?
Please silence yourself. You should already be silent. Sunshine Notice?
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by specifying time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda by posting a copy of the agenda upon the bulletin board located in the lobby of the North Brunswick Municipal Building, faxing a copy to the Home News and Tribune, Star Ledger, and Sentinel newspapers, and by filing a copy in the office of the municipal clerk in accordance with a certification by the clerk, which will be entered into the minutes.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I please have a motion to approve consent agenda item A?
Second.
All in favor?
Now, can we do a roll call, please?
Roll call.
Dr. Lopez?
Here.
Mr. Andrews?
Yes.
Mr. Corbin?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Sosia?
Yes.
Ms. Guadagnino?
Yes. Are there any reports from anyone on the council or anyone? Seeing none. Is there anyone here to be heard in public?
Don't see anybody.
Okay, so, do I have to open and close the public hearing? May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great time. Yeah, maybe quick and